Flash, 100-yard dash. Okay, that quote may be of Zootopia's speeding sloth, but you know who else it applies to? The beloved, dorky Barry Allen, a.k.a. Flash. Now back in the Marvel Universe, their speedster Quicksilver is making headlines with surprise appearances in WandaVision, and in the meantime, the new Justice League Snyder Cut is promising a never-seen-before ability of the Flash, along with some interesting tidbits into his emotional arc. In this speeder spirit of things, what better time to relive some of the best Flash moments across the DC Universe.
Stop right there. I'm in.
Now, hold up what you're doing. Have you ever had this urge to take control of your own heroes, jump into battle, think strategically, and be badass in your own way? Well, there's a game that allows you to do that. Yes, I'm talking about Raid: Shadow Legends. Yep, the biggest and badass mobile game can take you from being a regular guy to a fantasy war commander. Apart from the tons of lore and 13 classes to choose from, you've got customizable champions, strengths and buffs you can add, and actual strategy rather than just smashing through enemies. Also, recently Raid released its next big update, the Doom Tower. Now you can fight enemies inside this giant tower with 120 floors, tougher baddies, and 12 big bad bosses. But don't fret, because Raid just added some new champions, making the champion count over 500, so you can choose which champion matches your strategy. But if you're still hesitant, I can give you a helping hand. If you click the link in the video description, you'll get 50,000 silver, 50 gems, 1 energy refill, 1 clan boss key, 5 mystery shards, 1 day XP booster, and 1 free epic champion, Shaman. All of that will be waiting for you right here. So install and jump into the game, and I'll see you there. Happy fighting!
No honor among thieves, eh?
Okay, Suicide Squad may have been a disappointing flop, but let's admit it, you at least grin when good old Flash turned up to save the day, right? Now in case you've completely forgotten about the 2016 movie, we won't blame you for that, but Flash makes a few seconds appearance in Suicide Squad when arresting Captain Boomerang. The only thing he says is,
no honor among thieves, eh?
But in a movie with terrible jokes, that's enough to make us smile, isn't it? Back in those days, the DCEU was heavily criticized for being too doom and gloom. Flash's cameo in Suicide Squad combined with the sneak peeks of Justice League was DC's way of setting the stage for more light-hearted characters. It also set up Barry as Boomerang's arch-nemesis. Flash's appearance was a surprise to both character and actor, since he didn't know about the cameo until he saw the movie himself. Forget Superman and Batman trying to best each other, Flash's not-so-competitive competition to best Superman is way more entertaining. In the first post-credit scene of the Justice League, Flash, dorky as ever, calls Superman for a little race to the Pacific. If he wins, he gets bragging rights.
Okay, but if I win, I get to tell everyone. Deal.
If Superman wins, Flash has to take everyone out for brunch. This is actually not the first or the last time Flash and Superman race each other. In DC Comics, Who's Faster has been around for a while. This post-credit scene is a generous wave to the comic book fans. The scene doesn't really reveal any winner, but in the comics, the very first race between Flash and Superman ended up in a tie. What a bummer.
Slowpoke.
Oh, it's on.
I'll take the ones on the right.
You get technical. I'm on bug duty.
Let's do it.
Yes! It was gross!
I know, he saves the day almost every day. But saving the day when some of the best heroes the universe has to offer are hanging around, now that's something. Now we've already seen how Superman and Flash race each other, so it's no wonder that Superman's jeering pumps Flash up. When Bruce goes to recruit Barry, he was just a shy and awkward kid, denying rather unconvincingly of being the Flash. Now that he's become less awkward, he did rise from the awkward kid to awkward hero in a flashing moment.
That's a bad signal. That's your... Oh, sorry. Your signal. That means we have to go now. Yeah.
This is also the first time in the movie that Barry gives it his all. His lack of combat skills freaked him out the first time they faced Steppenwolf, and if it wasn't for Bruce playing Daddy, Flash would probably have cowered in a corner. From just pushing some people to saving entire cities, this speedster certainly has come a long way.
Dostoevsky.
What, you got a problem?
No, there's no problem.
Better not be.
One of Flash's most striking features is his unrelenting need to do the right thing, and it's absolute torture for him to see his father behind bars, falsely accused of killing his mother. This heartbreaking scene is where the audience gets to know why Barry's just some lonely kid. He's putting his life behind him to uncover the truth. He works several jobs and is trying to dig up some sort of evidence to save his father. This scene is a sneak peek into Flash's emotional arc that the Snyder Cut promises. Behind the masks and suits, Barry's just a kid looking for a way to save the only family he has left. Given how his father begs him to stop trying to save him and live his own life, we can take a pretty good guess as to how Flash's moral compass is so well wired.
I can't sit here and watch you run in place in Central City for some old dude.
If you're wondering if you've ever seen his dad, maybe a little blue would help. Surprisingly enough, Henry Allen was played by the same actor who acted as Dr. Manhattan in the 2009 movie Watchmen.
Open gate!
Remember how Flash managed to save a bunch of civilians at the end of Justice League? Well, unlike the other heroes here who just throw themselves into fights, except Aquaman of course, Barry wasn't all too eager to go in screaming. Yet, joining a team of the most awesome heroes in the world is all well and good, but poor Barry happens to be afraid of
Bugs and guns and obnoxiously tall people.
Bruce, being Bruce, gives his best shot at mentoring the freaked out kid he brought to the party. As vague as his advice is, turns out it was just the thing that Flash needed. After all, the first step is the hardest. That's what they say, don't they? Once he puts on the hero boots, nothing gets in his way. But the point is, as freaked out as he was, he makes sure that everyone is taken into safety. And he even manages to swallow his fears and puts himself in danger to save Diana. Quite the heroic journey. Among the shocking twists of the chaotic, stuffy mess of storylines in Batman vs Superman was the entirely unexpected appearance of Flash. Bruce dreams of a dystopian future where he fights soldiers wearing Superman's symbol. To top things off, present-day Bruce gets a visit from a ragtag Flash blurting random keywords. He zaps away, leaving behind an utterly confused audience. Zack Snyder later confirmed that this Flash was from the Knightmare timeline. This visit was from Flash in an alternate 2022, where Lois Lane is killed, Superman loses all sense of morality and begins a regime on Earth and slaughters anyone who dares cross his path. So what has this got to do with Flash? He was part of the insurgency that Batman founded, and when Batman was killed, Flash stepped up to put the backup plan in action.
Find us, Ron! You have to find us!
Fighting with Superman, fighting against Superman. You know, for a 25-year-old kid, Flash has actually had so many historical moments. When Superman was resurrected, he wasn't quite himself, but here's a point to note. Flash saw this coming. Having a youngster on the team helps because they know all the right pop cultural references. Remember Peter Parker in Civil War?
Oh no. Should we bow? Or show our bellies?
Anyway, Barry specifically asked Bruce whether this resurrection was going to take a Pet Sematary turn, which, of course, is exactly what happened. Thank God Lois Lane turned up, switching things up and being the hero for once. At first, Flash, still a little squeamish about battles, doesn't get involved in fighting the Man of Steel. I mean, you can't really blame him though, can you? But when he eventually does step up, he's shocked out of his wits when he finds that Superman can keep up with his speed. But this brings up something I really admire in him. Despite having zero clues on what he was up against and despite being freaked out, he still fought for what he believed in. Hats off to that.
It's not.
If you're wondering what's better than taking down the Man of Steel, or trying to at least, it's the Batman coming to your own lair to tell you that he needs you on his team. And what better way to recruit someone than to break into their place and wait for them in complete darkness, sitting
in my second favorite chair.
But then again, Batman's social skills were always questionable at best, weren't they? Am I the only one getting Tony Stark recruiting Peter Parker vibes here? Beneath all the jokes and the awkwardness, this scene sheds a little light on how lonely Barry is.
I need friends.
Add to that he's a socially awkward nerd, and top it off with his super fast abilities, and he becomes your friendly neighborhood weirdo. The friendliness thing gets to him so much that he's willing to risk his life on a god knows what mission just for the mere possibility of making friends. Poor kid.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Hello? What the hell is this?
Myself the same question.
Coming in second is the Easter egg loaded scene from the ultimate showdown of one of DC's biggest superhero events. Crisis on Infinite Earths topped things off by bringing in the film Flash, played by Ezra Miller, into the mix. This scene adds the perfect touch of light-hearted confusion into all the everyone is lost doom and gloom. Both Barrys immediately become fanboys of each other and then realize a little too late how awkward their fawning over each other is.
I like your outfit. It seems comfy.
Yours is pretty cool.
Smooth.
Seems safe and
breathable.
For those in deep with comic facts, this scene was more than carefully crafted humor. Since all Earths were merged into one timeline, this proves the existence of a multiverse. This in turn offers an explanation to Flash fans as to why television Flash is different from movie Flash.
About Barry Allen. No! What does that mean? How can...
this should be impossible now.
And last but not least, we have the Flash performing the defibrillation of the century to bring back none other than the Man of Steel himself. So in the hopes of saving the world, the newly assembled Justice League does a bit of grave robbing and plops Superman's body in Kryptonian fluid. The only issue is that the mother box can't be triggered since Lex Luthor messed the energy supply up. And that's where our beloved Flash comes in.
I might be able to jumpstart it. If I can get enough distance, I can conduct a significant electrical current. I might be able to wake the box.
Combining his geeky brain and speed skills, he comes up with a plan to make the world's weirdest defibrillator to revive Superman. What's impressive is that despite the sheer bizarreness of the situation, Barry was able to objectively run the problem in his head and come up with a solution. What makes this moment stand out is in that scene, he rose to be a hero, not just using the skills he got from a lightning bolt. No, he figured a way out of this situation using his inherent genius brain.
But we mean bring him back in like a yay, he's back way, not in like a Pet Cemetery scenario.
From being sought out by the Batman to resurrecting Superman, Flash has brushed shoulders with some of the top dogs in the DC universe several times. And that's not bad for a kid who got struck by lightning. Anyway, which of these are your favorite? Sound off in the comments below. Also like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on the TV Regent.
That's rude.